Warren Hood Band in our studios, and you can find out more about them at warrenhood.com, or better yet, check them out tonight. A free show at Mid-America Arts Alliance. It gets started at 8 o'clock at 2018 Baltimore for First Fridays. This is going to be beautiful weather tonight.
Yes.
This is going to be one of the best First Fridays of the summer.
I think so, too.
Going to be great. You know, there's been a lot made about Austin, and particularly the changes that have come to it. And you know, you grew up in the time when, you know, Austin was becoming Austin and was being Austin.
Yeah.
And you've been kind of anointed by a lot of those people too. You know, do you feel like you've joined that sort of earlier pantheon?
I definitely tend to relate better to the folks that have been in Austin since the 70s than the folks that are moving there now. But I think change is inevitable anywhere you go, and you just kind of got to roll with it. And, you know, the harder you try to fight change, the more miserable life will be. So I try to embrace when I can. And there's still some pockets of it that remain kind of undisturbed, and I tend to kind of hang out there.
You know, you have worked with Lyle Lovett, John Osborne, Emmylou Harris, Elvis Costello, Susan Tedeschi, Gillian Welch, Alejandro Escovedo. Yeah.
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 Some of those folks more than others. You know, sometimes, you know, you're just at the same festival and you meet them backstage and do a couple songs, and then sometimes you make records with these people or whatnot. But I find I try to take a little something from everything I do. I actually just got to play with Lyle 2 days ago in Cedar Rapids with the large band. It was the first time I actually got to do a gig with the large band.
Wow.
And I've been watching that show since I was, 10, when my dad was in the band in the 90s. And it was really cool to actually experience it from the stage and see how it all happens up there. But I try to, really pay attention and watch everybody and how they do their job and try to take something from it every time.
Yeah, talking about making records with people, you had Lloyd Maines on your record.
Yes.
I mean, that's a pretty storied guy.
Yeah. Been fortunate to work with Lloyd a lot in Austin. I'm wearing the shirt today of the South Austin Jug Band, and that Willie and I were in a long time ago. And I think Lloyd even worked with us a little bit. And yeah, and Lloyd was in a band with my dad too, way back in the 70s too. So it's all kind of intertwined. It just kind of.
One of the things that I love about your career is just that, when you're born into a musical family, sometimes that weight can become a burden. And, you've clearly taken it and turned it into a joy. It's beyond respect or responsibility, I think.
Yeah. I think that it might be harder if, Uncle Walt's band were like the Beatles or something, and the whole world was looking at it. But the Uncle Walt's band was really kind of it's a small section of the public that actually remembers them and comes out and sees me. And it's really only pockets, like small pockets of Austin and South Carolina. And so I feel like more often than not, I'm playing for people that have never heard of my dad or of Uncle Walt's band. And I always try to do some of their songs and try to, inform people about them and tell them how to find their music and
yeah, and I get that, but I totally get that. But the thing about it is that Uncle Walt's band was a favorite of artists.
Yeah.
Right. So,
right.
If you want to find something, find out what the artists are listening
That's
to.
That's right. Yeah.
So, it's still quite a legacy, one that you should be proud of.
Very much.
Love to hear another song.
Cool. We're going to do a new song that I haven't recorded yet. I wrote this song when we were on the road a year ago, and we went into a Starbucks that used to be a music venue. And it just got me thinking about how it's probably easier to turn a building into a Starbucks and make money than to a live music venue and make money. And so it just put in perspective what I do and how lucky we are to have so many great music venues that we get to play at. It's called Sign Your Name on the Wall. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Money changes hands, then everything changes. You didn't even know that chain store there was a famous jazz club just 3 years ago. Now the skyline's different, and there's strangers everywhere. I grew up in this town, she don't know me anymore, and I wonder why I'm still here. Sign your name on the wall, maybe a line that's funny and true, so they know you were here too. Sign your name on the wall. Yeah, that's all, lady, you can do. They say life's too short, but sometimes it's long. You gotta prepare for that too. But you never thought you would live this long, and now you don't know what to do. But it's too late to change horses now. You'll have to stay the course. You've earned hair of silver and a heart of gold, and the right to make some noise. Sign your name on the wall, maybe a line that's funny and true. When you're gone, they might read about you. Sign your name on the wall. Well, that's all that you can do. I still remember the way it was before the flood. Oh, and it's still here if you look real hard. It's just a diamond in the rough. There's losers and winners and saints and sinners. Some refuse to play the game. I hold on to the good and try to leave the rest, and do right by my own name. There's an angel in white on my left shoulder, keeping me in line, when the red one on the right tries to bend my ear and poison my gentle mind.